Hey Judy, can you hear me? Just double checking before we go on. Welcome. We'll just wait a few minutes for everyone to get here and our audience to build up before we get started. Got some really exciting stuff to share today. You're at Crypto Unicorns, so yeah, give it a few more minutes and we won't hesitate to get started and give you guys as much alpha as possible and share my experience around what I've learned from this game and where I think it's going. Just double checking you guys can hear me okay. This is actually the first time I've ever done a Twitch stream. So I had to spend a little bit of time this morning learning about how this platform works because it's completely new to me. Hello, and amazing. By the way, I will properly introduce myself once we all get here. Hello, Carl Lab. Yeah, I'll properly introduce myself and how I got into this space. But like I said, I think that's probably a better thing to do once we have a few more people online. That way people aren't going to just listen to some random talk and realize, well, hang on a sec, who is this guy that's actually talking? Hell yeah, Aaron. LFG. Hey, Kim Poyex, Chamboy. I gotta say, it's really awkward to try and pronounce some of these long usernames. Hey, Zan's Gaming. By the way, for any of you gamers out there, do you like my shirt? Do you recognize it? Who's that? A friend of mine actually gave it to me, so it's probably easier if I... Yeah, there we go. It's better. Alright, cool. Sweet, give it another... Yes, from the movie. Yeah, not the video game, from the movie. I actually haven't seen the movie, but yeah, I have a lot of friends that are very passionate about Master Chief in the video game sense, and they're not happy with it. But hey, I haven't seen it, I can't judge it. Hey, NatZYG, if that's how I pronounce your name. Give this another minute or two, guys, and we'll go and get started. So to give you a recap about what we're going to be talking about today. So the first thing is we're going to go over this project and why I think it's so interesting. We're then going to actually show you some gameplay, and then we're going to answer some questions, and we're going to give some Unum away, which is really, really cool. So make sure you pay attention to what I say, because I'm going to be intentionally talking about certain things, and then if I'm going to ask a question about it, and if you get it right, then we'll be giving you some Unum, so which is the one of the gameplay tokens for Crypto Unicorns. To answer your question, Zan's Gaming, I'm from Sydney, Australia. So yes. Hey, Brian. All right, guys, I think we're getting close to just starting this up. We've given people a few minutes to get here, and I know some of you are eager to learn more about this. So let me just go to the right screen. Cool, here we go. I'm going to be flicking back and forward just to look at the comments every few seconds. So Crypto Unicorns. Now, I'm curious how many of you guys know about this project, how many of you have heard about this project. You know, if this is something that you're already aware about, just let me know in the chat. I'd be curious to see how many of you know about this project and how many of you don't, because that's going to affect how I'm going to be structuring this Twitch stream and how we're going to be communicating together. So with that being said, I'm going to get stuck into things. We're going to get the boring part out of the way first. Now, personally, I love to see gameplay. Gameplay for me is really what sells a product, or in this case, sells a game. So for me, I want to see gameplay, and I'm always hyped about gameplay, but I want to make sure that people understand a little bit more about the technicalities around this project. So I'm going to run through that for a very short period of time. I don't want to drag that on too much because yes, like it's all data stuff, but I just want to give you a bit of context before we then jump into the game, which I've already got loaded up. We're going to go through that, and I'm going to share with you not only how the game works, but some tips and strategies I've learned in the last 2 weeks. Yeah, 2 weeks I think this game has been out now, and we will go from there. So I'll just double check comments. Cool. All right, let's get started. So crypto unicorns. This is a very exciting game. I've known about this project for quite a few months now. I think I got on the whitelist sale. It's probably last year sometime, and they released around last year. And yeah, for me, it's just been a fantastic community and product to be part of. I think one thing this project does really, really well is just how attractive it looks. And also where unicorns sit in terms of pop culture. Unicorns are very, very popular in pop culture. And it has that right element to take this to the mainstream, or not even the mainstream, but just most of the play-to-earn gaming market, right? Because the visuals, they're cute, they're bright, they're vivid. And for me, these elements, as someone that's worked in marketing for the last 5 years, we generally want to make that sort of experience at the forefront for people that interact with us, because this is how they're more likely to engage and remember who we are. So with that being said, let's jump a little bit and talk about the overview of this project. So I've pulled up their white paper here. Again, I'm not going to linger and spend too much time in this space because I'm super excited to show you guys the actual gameplay, because for me that's kind of what sells it. Hey Agustine, hey, it's too easy. I'm just checking chat every now and then. I haven't figured out how to have it on the same window. Hey Joy Real _ 0623. All right, so what is crypto unicorns? So crypto unicorns is a blockchain-based game centered around a newly awesome, unique unicorn NFTs, which players can use in a fun farming simulation and a variety of exciting battle loops. All right, so at this point in time, the farming simulation is the part that is being released. There are other components that will follow in time, but to anyone who knows anything about game development, this is a very big project, and game development itself can be very complex, a lot of moving pieces. And I think what they're doing in terms of releasing the game in different modules is the right way to go, because then this means that people actually have some sort of utilization with the NFTs and the token in the meantime, rather than having to wait months or potentially over a year before they can actually do anything with their investment or do anything with the game. So yeah, I think this is a project that's in the right place. It's in a very exciting industry at the moment. And they're going to be adding, at the moment, there's no real multiplayer component, but that's going to be added in. So as we can see here, some of the additional gameplay mechanics are going to be jousting, racing, and team RPG battle, which is the one I'm excited for the most because I love playing RPGs. So with that being said, let's talk a little bit about how the land works. So you buy these land plots as an NFT, and these lands basically act as the hub or the base in which you will play the game from. It's where you do your farming on, it's where you build your buildings, it's where you do your breeding, it's where you do your crafting. You need land in order to basically play the game, because without the land you can't really utilize your unicorns. Is that making sense? You also have different rarities of land. And these different rarities just basically allow different classes to use the land. There are about 9 different classes in the game. 6 were public classes, and 3 of them were secret classes that could only be unlocked through breeding. And so we've got the mythic land down there, which is why it has like every class available. So what else? Let's talk about farming. So farming is a very important part of this game. It's how you're accumulating vast majority of your resources. You're planting seeds and growing the seeds into berries, and the berries are vital for your unicorns to be able to do their activities, for crafting, and also to trade on the marketplace in return for their token. What else have we got here? We've got a bunch of different elements, like we can go into workshop crafting, but you know what, I'm kind of just itching to get to the gameplay. I'm just going to have a quick look at chat to make sure you guys are still with me. Yep, sweet, cool. All right, so who wants to see gameplay? If I get like 3 people just saying yes to gameplay, I will literally show you right now, and we'll just cut straight to it, and I'll show you some strategies, and we can get started. Battle gameplay, yeah, I'm really looking forward to that when it comes out eventually. 3 yeses. All right, cool. So it sounds like you're all here for the same thing I am. So you know what? Let's get stuck into the gameplay. So I'm going to bring up my game. I'm going to have to reconnect. So let's go and do that. So when you load up the game for the first time, or any time you really log on for the day, you need to connect your wallet. Now this game is running on Polygon, which I think is the right way to go because it keeps transaction fees fast and cheap most of the time. Obviously, you don't need to actually put through a proper transaction when you're connecting your wallet. So you just simply connect it and it will load up, and then we will see the game. It actually, it was actually freezing before, but thankfully it's not now, because that would be quite awkward. So this is the land plots we currently have. I have 9 of them myself. Yes, you can play the mobile game on a browser, so that is definitely an option. Play this game on a mobile browser. They haven't really optimized it for that, but some people have reported it should be working. So one thing you'll notice is how bright and cute and magical everything looks. You'll notice that almost all my land looks the same, and there's a reason for that. I've gone for a specific class focus, and so the class I've chosen is cloud. And so all my unicorns will be cloud, all my common lands will be cloud, and then obviously you've got your rare lands which accommodate for different class types, and then my mythic land in the middle. So one thing that's, I gotta say, it's eye-catching, right? It's almost like pleasant to look at. It's therapeutic. I would even go as far as saying it's like calming. It's a very zen experience, which is kind of what you want in a video game in an industry that's anything but calming and really just highly volatile and stressful at certain times. So you actually have the option here to drag and drop your land in a way that you either like the look of, or maybe you want to maximize what is called an adjacency bonus. So you guys can see here, you've got different numbers here on the land. So 10%, we've got a 15%, but then in the middle we've got a 20%. So why is that? Well, the way you've been encouraged to structure your land in this game is that the more lands that you have that are, that are intersecting each other, that are adjacent to each other, you will get a production bonus, right? And so this land in the middle will work 20% faster than a land that, let's just say this was over here by itself. See how it's gone to 0, right? There is no adjacency bonus at all. And so this is why I have all my land together in this shape, to maximize the adjacency bonus. But of course, you can get creative and say, well, you know what? I don't want to actually structure it that way. I want to get 2 lands with 20% bonus. So then you might want to move this land over here, and you'll now see 2 lands in the 20%. So maybe you want to put your high value, gathering carts on that, which is what we'll go into, what the gathering carts do. But the reason I have it like this is because, yes, while I do get 20% from those 2 middle lands, I also lose out on 5% here. So at the end of the day, it's, I think it's just personal preference. At this point in time, this is how I've structured my land, just because I think it's just easier to manage and, kind of looks satisfying being in a giant cube. So I just thought that was pretty cool. Just checking comments. Yeah, it is pretty fucking cute, hey? Cool. Yeah, really nice graphics. And so you actually have some graphical options. I'll show you that to you in a sec. So first, let's go to done. And so this is the overview tab. We have an option to now go down into the actual land itself, look at the land and start interacting with the world. So let's do that. So if I click on a land, you can click on any land you want, and you can go to view. By the way, we do have music in this game, but yeah, it's kind of goofy. And just for the sake of you guys being able to hear me, I just thought I would leave it off. But you know what? If you want the music on, let me know and I'll put it on. It's your call. I just hope you can hear me fine with it. But I'll leave it off for now, unless everyone else speaks otherwise. All right. Yeah, so there are minimum requirements, obviously with any game to run, but being it on a browser, it shouldn't be too bad. I'm not too sure what those requirements are myself, because to be honest, I've got quite a good computer that, I don't really pay attention to that sort of stuff. So, but yeah, there are minimum requirements, but I don't think they'd be that high. There is, as you can see here though, an option called magic mode. So you'll see when I click this, it will tone down the visuals, the shadows will be removed. So I'll give you an example. If I click this, you can see now how the shadows have been removed, and it's removed some of the effects from the game. So there is a performance option should you struggle to run it on your laptop, desktop, or your smartphone device. So we'll turn this back on for now because it just looks so much better with it. So we can see here we have different plots of land. Here are the 9 plots that you saw from the overview section, and we're going to go through some of the different functionalities and how you can actually build up an economy in this game, and where a lot of the potential in play to earn lies in this game. So the very first thing we're going to take a look at is really the most obvious thing, and that's farming. We can see these big ticks on the screen at the moment, and so what these ticks represent are farms that are ready, that have produced something from the seed and are ready for collecting. So if I click on one of these farms, right now it's saying I can collect 12 berries, and I think that's the moonberry. So great, I'm going to collect the berries. I'm going to go through and collect these. It's a kind of a satisfying experience getting rid of all these ticks, not going to lie. And so once all these ticks are done, then yeah, I can now go back and replant and some more berries using seeds. And so here's all the different seed types I have. These seeds create the berries, and the berries are used for things like crafting, new stuff in a workshop. They're used for breeding. They're also used to feed your unicorns to keep their energy up. So one thing to spin off into that is that if we go and have a look at the actual unicorns themselves, by the way, you can see some of them here. These are the actual baby unicorns, the ones that have been bred. We'll go into that in a second. And there is some sort of shiny little rainbow thing here. I'll go into that, what that is in a sec. But for those of you who are playing the game, you can probably guess what that is. So yeah, very, very cute. And I actually have a unicorn in the workshop at the moment that I'm going to grab in a second. But to finish off with farming, so yep, let's just say we're going through and collecting the berries. We actually can see how many berries a farm will produce, right? So we can actually see it down here. Now, what's interesting is that when you can increase the amount of berries your farm produces by upgrading your farm. Okay, and so for example, let's just say, what do we got here? All right, I'll just delete this farm, for example. I think it's the best way to show you guys. All right, so we start off with a farm and we create a level 1 farm. And so we can see that at this point in time, this farm can produce a maximum of 4 to 6 berries. Okay, great. 4 to 6 is not a bad number. I'm okay with that from one seed. But maybe you want to upgrade that. Maybe you want a farm to produce more berries. So you have 2 ways of doing that. So either one, you add a unicorn. So in this case, I can add a baby unicorn to the farm, and I'll click on the seed. So now you can see it's gone from 4 to 6 berries all the way up to 7 to 16 berries. The catch is that unicorn I allocate for the farm will be unavailable for this period of time, 6 to 48 hours, but it'll also lose 1 energy, right? And so if I actually bring up the tab here that allows me to see my unicorns, I can see how much energy they have left. Now, if I click on a unicorn that has, in this case, 2 out of 3 energy, you can actually see here when the next energy is scheduled to replenish. So it's on a timer, but what you can do is you can feed your unicorn the berry, which is part of the reason of farming, to recharge their energy. So perfect example right here, we have a unicorn, Little Lloyd, with 2 out of 3 energy. Now, maybe he's running low on energy, or he's at 0 energy, and I can't use him. So in order for me to use him, I need to feed him a berry. So if I click on recharge, you can actually see here the cost. So 10 cloud berries equals 1 energy. And if I click recharge, this will go up to 3. Perfect. So now I can make sure that my energy, my unicorns are always ready to utilize by feeding them berries. Making sense so far, guys? I know they do look damn cute. Yeah, I wish I'd picked rainbows. Wouldn't it be a lot more pleasant for all of us, especially the parents out there? And so one thing I did when I deleted this farm, I actually removed any bonuses on the farm. So if I was to go ahead and upgrade this farm, you actually get a random bonus attribute assigned for every upgrade. And it's a bit of RNG. So you can get lucky and you can get a farm with like what I have over here, which has 11 berries, right? That's huge. 11 berry plus output. I got very lucky there. So if I go ahead and upgrade this farm from level 1 to level 2, you can actually see the resources cost. I'll click this. And you can see now that I got a bonus of 1 plus berry output. So if I go to add a seed, you'll now see rather than saying 4 to 6 berries, it now says 5 to 7. If I went ahead and upgraded this again, you know, I could get another 5 berries, I could get another 1 berry, I could also get farm speed, which I generally don't like because I prefer berries because it's just, you get more for the actual time you're putting in my opinion. So we're actually going to put a unicorn to work on this farm because I have some available, and at the moment you can only use the baby unicorns for farming. There is an evolution feature coming out next week where you can evolve your baby unicorns into adult unicorns, and that allows them to do a lot more other things such as going to the marketplace and also gathering and crafting. At this point, baby unicorns will only be able to increase farming yield. All right, so if I go ahead and add let's say Magnetic Dasher, we want to send him off to the farm. He's going to give me a berry boost of up to 18 to 27, which is amazing. Now, one thing you'll notice, and this is kind of a little bit of a strategy that I've got going on here, is that I have a lot of cloudberries. In fact, 1,002 cloudberries. And I will only really allocate my unicorns to growing cloudberries because cloudberries for me are the highest demand. I need them to feed my unicorns. I'm going to need them for evolution as well. And so rather than having to go and buy them on the marketplace, which is expensive, I will send that off and show you just how expensive that is. So if I wanted to buy 50 cloud seeds, it's roughly 109. That's gone up quite a lot lately. 109 rainbow tokens, right? So if I can eliminate the fact of having to buy these cloud seeds every week, let's just say I needed to buy cloud seeds once a week, but I can eliminate that by making sure I am being very resourceful by the way I grow my cloudberries. I am saving 100, almost 110 rainbow per week, which works out to be close to around $100, right? And so for me, it's not just all about it's not just all about getting as many numbers as you can across all berries. It's about making sure you have the right amount of berry, and that's kind of the reason why I went with one specific class, because it will just be easier to manage. But we can actually see here all the different seeds available on the marketplace, and also what the sell price for berries is. So this is actually one way you can generate rainbow token in this game. It is through selling berries, and by selling the berries, you'll be able to get, in this case, let's just say I sold, here we go, 100 heart berries, I would get 39 rainbow. The challenge is that if you want to sell, I actually need to get my unicorn back of the workshop. So let's go to the workshop and collect what I crafted. I'll go into crafting in a second. Actually, before I send him off to the craft workshop, I'll give you an example around how crafting works. So in here we have different resources and components. You can see them all down the side here. These are used to upgrade your buildings. And obviously as you upgrade your building, so let's say you want to get it from level 1 to level 2, it only costs a couple raw wood planks. It's not much. But if you want to upgrade your building from, let's say, level 5 to 6, then it's going to require some of these more advanced resources down here. And these are obviously much more expensive to craft, they're more time consuming to craft, and they're just much harder to come across. So this is where, you know, it's going to take a long time for people to reach the maximum levels in the game. Is that making sense? Sweet. Just double checking you guys. Yep, no, Nish, we haven't collected any poop yet. We've got a lot of poop to collect, so we're going to have a specific poop collection session in just a moment. So yeah, as you also upgrade this workshop, you actually unlock more resources to craft. But I only have it at level 4 at the moment, I think. So yeah, level 4 workshop. So hence why we can only craft certain things. So now that I've shown you that, I will show you how the marketplace works. So let's say let's see if I can find my unicorn. He should be around here somewhere. Got poop everywhere. Don't worry, we'll fix that up in a second. Where is he? I'm just trying to see if I can find him. If not, I'll just send him. Look, if he's not going to show up, he can just go straight back to work. You know, that's what he gets. We don't tolerate incompetency around here. Okay. All right. Yep. Insubordination. We're sending you off to the workshop. So we're going to sell. Let's sell some. What can we get the best price for? I need plain berries for breeding. I need cloud berries for my own unicorns and evolution. So we're going to sell some berries that we don't actually need as much. So let's sell some crystal berries for 40 rainbow. So I go to sell. I can choose a unicorn I want to allocate. So at the moment, Little Lloyd is the one I have available. And now I'm going to proceed to sell these 100 berries. So I click sell. And now Little Lloyd is unavailable. So if I go to unicorns, you'll see here he's no longer available, and he's lost 1 energy because I've sent him to the workshop. But yeah, I'll get him back. I think it's roughly around 8 hours. There's currently not really a way to see your cooldowns from the workshop, the marketplace, but I know they are working on that. So that gives you an idea around how the marketplace works. And yeah, like just to clarify, you don't need to send your unicorns out if you want to buy. You simply click the buy button, and provided you have enough rainbow tokens, it'll be transferred straight to your account. It's just when it comes to selling, and the reason I've done that is just to stop people from dumping vast amounts of resources on the marketplace. And if you think about it, if someone had a lot of berries and they just sold thousands of them at once, you know, it leaves the system open to manipulation, to market manipulation. And I think the whole idea of putting a time limit on that and limiting it to unicorn usage, I think is good for everyone. It just encourages people to play a long-term game, guys, because really when it comes to these play-to-earn games, we want to be making sure that we're playing the long-term game. We want to support the growth of these ecosystems, because that's going to benefit us the most in the long term. Yes, there's risk involved, but we are in a very, very interesting space. We're way ahead of the curve. And so we have an opportunity to learn how this works and become part of it before most people will get the chance, right? And that's the advantage right there. So, motivation talk over. What shall we go into next? Shall we talk about poop? You guys want to hear about how the pooping works? Yes, I got one yes. Who else here likes poop? Specifically rainbow poop. Okay, cool. So, let's talk about poop. So, look, I'll be honest with you guys, this is the only time I've ever been happy to clean up shit in my life. Every other thing with pets, and I'm not a parent, but, you know, I've heard some horror stories from friends. But yes, I can't imagine cleaning up shit of any kind is not something anyone looks forward to. In this game, this is an exception, because they have incorporated a RNG/rewards feature that you get with your unicorn poops. And so how it works is you can see here one of my unicorns, I think it's Mary. Let's double check. Mary, yeah, Glistening Mary. So Glistening Mary here has decided to chuck a big shit. It's almost the size of her. Giant shit. But I'm okay with that, because for me, I know I'm going to get some sort of reward. And the good thing is that if you leave your unicorns doing nothing, you're not going to just completely miss out on any bonuses. Sure, they're not going to be allocated to production of some sort, but at least you're still getting some sort of in-game resource. So if you go ahead and click on a poop, here's what happens. You click on the poop, and I got some seeds out of it. Great, perfect. In fact, getting seeds from poops is one of the best ways you can get seeds for free without having to buy them on the marketplace. So over the course of a week, you know, I was paying close to, it wants me to pay around 100 rainbow for 50 seeds. So I just got 5 seeds for free, right? And I think they poop every 6 hours. So you can see here, there's a bit of poop lying around here. We're going to go through and we're going to take out the shit. And so as we're clicking on these, oh yeah, cloudberries, it's exactly what I'm after. We can see that I'm starting to get a decent amount of seeds by clicking on all the poos. I only got 1 from that. That was a shit. Oh wow, look at that. Jesus, what did he eat? We've got 5 star seeds and 5 rainbow seeds. I love it. Give me some of that. What do we have over here? We have great, some plain berries and a candy seed. And do we have any more? Oh, yep, over here. Cool. So there we go, taking out the trash. I think that's all the poop. You guys see any other poop? Sometimes it's like hidden behind trees. I think that's it. So that's poop collection that's been done. Yep, looking like it. Sweet, cool. Well, that will keep the grounds clean for another few hours. So that's how the pooping function works. Let's talk about gathering. So, gathering here, I would say, is one of the most effective ways to get tokens and resources in the game. So, how this works is that you send a unicorn out, and the unicorn will go out and find resources. Those resources will be in the form of a unum. They can be crafting components, they can be seeds, they can be boosters. All right, and the levels of rewards you get is completely random. You can have a horrible haul of rewards and not get much. You can have a really good haul of rewards. I remember, I think it was about a week ago, I got around 850 unum of a single gathering, which is, it's a very decent amount, 850 unum of a single gather, and plus some additional bonuses and other in-game incentives. So the challenge with that though is that your unicorn is gone for 24 hours. But you'll see here, because of the 20% adjacency bonus I have on this land, which is why I have my unicorns on this land, by the way, that 24-hour time has been reduced to 19 hours and 12 minutes, which is great because that means, you know, every now and then I'd be able to do 2 gathers on one day. Yeah, and so I don't have any unicorns to send out again because I've just sent my last unicorn out to sell some berries. So I'm just going to have to wait for Played Myra to come back before I can do anything else. But yeah, I think it's always important to have unicorns on gathering because gathering gives you a vast amount of seeds and other crafting components needed to upgrade buildings. Is that making sense so far, guys? Just going to check the comments, see if there's any questions. Does the poop spawn after a certain amount of time? So the poop stays there. So you can actually have all the poop accumulate. Maybe you take a week off and you come back and your land just covered in shit. You know, I wonder what that would actually look like. Does unicorn poop every 1 hour? So I think it poops every 6 hours. So we have roughly around 6 hours. Watch it to answer your question, 8 hours to come back from the market. Nish is asking any updated info on when the scholarship system will arrive. To be honest, I have no idea when the scholarship system will arrive. Yeah, you can get quite a lot of poop per day. Chan, yes, there is. So let me show you. There is a limit, all right? And so we can see what this limit is up here. So I have the capacity to have up to 17 unicorns at work. At this point in time, obviously I only have 3 at work because the other 2 are babies just lounging around at the moment. I kind of work them to death at the start of the week, so I'm letting them have some chill time. So you can actually upgrade your amount of unicorns that you have active by building stables. And so you can see here, I've got a level 4 stable. This gave me, I think, upgraded me to 15 unicorns for this entire account. You know, all my plots land. But I've gone and built another stable here. So I'll give you an example. Right, if I go and delete this, you'll see the number of unicorns drop because your stable is basically like a house for your unicorn. So let's just say I delete this. So now we can see it's gone from 17 to 15. Right, and so now if I go and put it back down, I go to build. Here's how you add new buildings, by the way. And you're limited to 1 type of building per land unless it's a farm. You can have multiple farms per land. It's obvious what I've done. But if I go and put a stable back down, you will now see it's gone back to 17, right? So your stables allow you to have more unicorns working on your land. And if I went ahead and upgrade this, it's only 4 wood, that amount will increase again. So let's go and do that. So now it's 20, great. So you could keep building stables, 1 per land, and get as many unicorns as you want working. But you also got to keep in mind that production at some point is going to be capped because you can only have, for example, 1 gathering cart per land and a maximum of 3 unicorns per gathering cart if you had it to level 10. That means that the maximum you would get is 3 times 9, which is 27. So 27 unicorns on gathering would be the maximum. So there does get to a limit where for certain things such as gathering, you're going to be capped out. But then again, you know, you've got other things you can send your unicorns to. You've got workshops, you've got the marketplace to sell items. And on top of that, this game is going to be expanding quite a lot. This is just the farming component, which I think for a blockchain-based farming game, this project has a wonderful advantage. Not only does it look great, but it's also fun to play. Like every day I actually look forward to collecting my gathering awards and going and planting my seeds in my farm. So for me, you know, I think that's a step in the right direction, because most games these days, especially in play to earn, they're just not fun, or the novelty wears off very, very quickly and they become boring, and then, you know, people are just motivated purely financially, and that just doesn't create a very sustainable community. A strong community is one of the most important things you want to look for in any of these projects, because the market is so volatile and, you know, things are always up and down. There's all these things going on in the world. You want to find communities that bring a sense of stability to a project, because if the community is there and people are passionate and people are playing a long-term game, a project is more likely to succeed. Because and that's in that situation, everyone wins, right? Everyone wins because everyone played the long-term game, and, you know, and sure, you get some people who are playing the short-term game, and that's okay. But, you know, for me, I just see this as a wonderful opportunity to understand more about this space. Any questions about what I've spoken about so far? Does your plant grow faster, sir? So your plants, the seeds, you can speed that up depending on the land you put it on. So you'll see here, I'll give you an example, right? So if we go back to the overview here and we go to edit land, so this land has 10% adjacency bonus or speed bonus, production bonus, whatever you want to call it. The one next to it in the, actually we'll compare it to this one, right? The mythic with 20%. So 10% compared to 20% compared to 10%. So let's go have a look and see the difference, right? So we'll click on a farm plot and we will see what a grow time, a harvest time is for a seed. So here it says 7 hours and 2 minutes. Okay, cool. Let's go over here to the land with 20% and let's see the difference. Seed, 6 hours and 19 minutes. So they've saved close to 40 minutes there just by making sure it's on the right land. But to be honest, like, this is why I have most of my important structures on this land, because I'm saving 5 hours on a gathering cart, almost 5 hours, you know, 4 hours and 48 minutes pretty much on a gathering cart, you know. So I want to have as many high value structures on this land because I'm going to save the most time. And it's same with the workshop. Like for me, the workshop's quite important because you need a lot of resources to be able to upgrade your buildings. You know, to give you an example of how expensive it can get. So here's a level 4 farm. I'm going to upgrade it to level 5. So if I go to upgrade, so I can see here that it's going to cost 5 wood, 3 nails, 3 fine cord, and then pollen powder. Right? So if I go over here, let's say over here, this land, upgrading it from, what were we at? So upgrading it from level 2 to level 3, it's only going to cost 1 frayed rope and 4 wood planks, so significantly less. So I'll go ahead and upgrade this now. And so this is also how you actually level up your land. So your land will level up based on the amount of buildings you level up on that land, if that makes sense. So if I go and upgrade this building to level 5, which I will, hopefully I get a good roll. Let's see, what did we get? 9 berry output, that's gone up. I think it went up from like maybe 3 to 9, so sweet. I'm happy with that. So now that's level 5. This land itself is actually on level 5. The only way I can get it to level 6 is by upgrading the other land, right? And I'd need to upgrade some of these buildings too. At this point, there's no XP indicator, right? So I can't see a bar until I'm going to get to level 6 and how far away I am from that. So that's something they're working on though. So yeah, if you wanted to level up your land to get better rewards, upgrade your other buildings, you just need to keep upgrading your buildings, and that's going to give you the option to then upgrade these buildings further. For the gathering cart, for example, I can't upgrade this to level 6 at all because it says here land must be level 6 to upgrade the cart to level 6. So when I get to level 6, I'll be able to upgrade that. I'm going to collect some more berries around here. Do the usual. Get rid of these green ticks. Cool. Breeding. Let's talk about breeding. So that farm's still going. Let me just get rid of it. All right, I'll leave it at that for now. Let's talk about breeding. So how do you breed? I'm checking the questions. Yeah, it does look a bit like Farmville. Can you tell us what else? Okay, so in the future, kind of touch on this at the start before we got into this. So what sort of future functionality do these unicorns present? So there's going to be PvP components, there's going to be jousting, there's going to be racing. You're going to be able to battle your unicorns against what are called dark unicorns. They're like the protagonists, or sorry, they're the antagonists, so I should say, compared to the unicorns, which are the protagonists. So it's basically a good guys versus sort of bad guys sort of fight. And the unicorns are going to rely on their numbers. The shadowcorns, there's less of them, but they're stronger. But the shadowcorns can breed minions. So yeah, and then on top of that, there's going to be group-based gameplay coming out. You know, it's very exciting to think of the potentials around where this could go. And yeah, who knows where we're going to be in 12 months' time. Is there another way to earn seeds without buying? Yeah, so Aaron, you don't have to buy the seeds. You can earn the seeds from poop by picking up the poo, or you can earn it from the gathering rewards that you will get when you gather from the gathering cart. So they're the main ways. You may also be able to get them in loot boxes, but the loot box functionality doesn't come out until the 30th of June. Yeah, little Lloydie's adorable. What else we got here? Is there another? Will there be an auto collect? To be honest, I don't think they're going to do an auto collect for that, because put it this way, if everything auto collected, people wouldn't log onto the game every day. I think part of the reason why they have it as a manual collection process is that you actually have to go on and play the game. So it kind of keeps people coming back. You know, there's like a sense of responsibility of management and ownership that comes with your land. And so, yeah, I don't see that happening. Although from a time-saving perspective, it would be great, especially when I've got like 40-something farms. So if these were running at all capacity, it's going to take me a few minutes to collect all the berries. Let's talk about breeding, how breeding works. So, that's the upgrade section. So in order to breed, you have to have 2 unicorns with enough breeding points. You'll notice that the babies aren't showing up here, and that's because the babies cannot breed until they've been evolved into adult unicorns. All right, so until the evolution takes place, which comes out next week, I am stuck with these 2 unicorns. The reason I'm not going to breed them past, so you can see here how many breeding points I've got left. So 5 hearts, one heart equals 1 breeding point. They start with 9, and I've used that's 8 breeding points. I've used 3 all up. So, but the problem is that every time you breed, the cost gets more and more expensive. So I believe it started off as a couple hundred unum. I think it was around 600 unum, or 300 unum per unicorn. If I was to breed now, it would be 3,000 unum per unicorn, right? So straight away, the cost of breeding, using the same 2 unicorns with a lower amount of breeding points, becomes much more expensive, right? And so what it just means is that you have to breed and evolve more unicorns, so then that way it resets their breeding points. So for example, if we look at, let's look at big old Jeff. Got big old Jeff here. And so big old Jeff has no breeding points because he's a baby. But the moment I evolve him into an adult, he's going to get 9 breeding points. And so let's say with Glistening Mary, I evolve her as well to an adult. She will then be given 9 breeding points. And so rather than me having to pay 6,000 unum pretty much to breed with my original 2 parents, I can just breed again with my 2 now evolved unicorns, you know, from baby to adult, and it's only going to cost me again like a couple hundred unum, 600 unum all up. So yeah, it just gets unfeasible to a certain point. It gets more and more expensive. So yeah, that's kind of the strategy I'm playing with at the moment. But yeah, to breed, you essentially choose the 2 parents, and if you chose a parent, which I can't because they're locked at the moment, it will then give you the percentage chance of what egg you would get. Now, if I've got two cloud unicorns and I put two cloud unicorns together to breed, 100% chance I'm going to get a cloud egg or a cloud baby unicorn, right? If I have, let's say, a cloud unicorn and a heart unicorn, then I can have a choice whether I want to influence the chance of a cloud unicorn with berries, influence the chance of a heart unicorn with heart berries, or I can take a chance at getting a secret corn called a rainbow unicorn, which is specifically related to those two classes, and I'd feed them rainbow berries. I don't have the option to do that because I've got two cloud corns, and that was the disadvantage with having two corns in the same class. But I guess the advantage is it means that all the other berries I can basically like get rid of and sell because I just don't need them. But I will also need more cloud berries because I've got more cloud unicorns. Making sense? Checking comments. Jeff is so adorable. Yeah, he is. He's actually got really high attack. Yeah, he's got 300 and something attack. Actually, that's one thing I'll show you guys. So we haven't looked at the stats yet. So let's look at big old Jeff. Big old Jeff actually has some pretty damn good stats. So he's got 338 power, which is pretty high for a baby. Now, one thing I forgot to mention is that when you evolve a baby unicorn to an adult unicorn, all your stats get a boost of 20%. So, 338 attack will get close to like 380, maybe more than that. Yeah, it would actually be close to 400, which is pretty cool. So yeah, all your stats will actually get a boost, and these stats really don't serve any function at the moment because at the moment the farming simulator is the only thing that's out. But when PvP and jousting and racing and RPG elements come in, this is where things like this are obviously going to play a big difference in how the game actually works for you, because the strength of your unicorn is going to be influenced by these high level stats here. What else? Stats for racing. So they actually have put out some stats around racing, but yeah, there is like a report around it near the white paper, but yeah, I'm probably not going to go into that. But I'm assuming speed will obviously have a big difference, because if you're racing trying to get from A to B, then speed's kind of the most important thing. Unless it's going to be like Mario Kart, where you can kind of like, race as well as try and disable your opponent, because maybe you can, I don't know, attack them with something like a power-up or a power weapon of some sort, and that's going to like add a different layer to racing. I think that'd be pretty cool, because then when you think about it, it just would, if it's just racing only, that means the fastest unicorn is going to win. Whoever has the highest speeds is going to win. So there has to be something that allows these other stats to be utilized. Otherwise, it's too much reliance on one stat, if that makes sense. So giveaway will happen at the end. I'm going to ask some questions to you guys, and yeah, whoever gets them right. What is one cost in Unum for USD today? So at the moment it's around 6 cents. Why don't we go have a look, shall we? So let's go to CoinGecko. CoinGecko is like always down. If it's taking too long, I'm gonna just not worry about it. It's roughly around 6 cents. Actually, you know what? I can find it on their website. Yes, 6 cents. Here we go. 6 cents, and one rainbow token is worth 67 cents in USD. That is. Cool. What else? I've shown you guys most of the stuff. Shown you gathering, shown you farming, shown you workshop. Was there anything else you guys wanted to see? Let me know. Anything missing? Anything I've left out? Anything you want me to cover? Okay, cool. So one unicorn at this point in time, a baby corn, is around 0.2 Ethereum. Let's go on OpenSea and have a look. There's also a disclaimer I need to give you guys when it comes to buying these unicorns. So let me just refresh this page. So here's the unicorns, the unicorn market on OpenSea at the moment. So we can see a floor price of 0.2. There is, however, some manipulation going on here, and some people have decided to take upon themselves to manipulate other people into selling their unicorns. What they've done, little sneaks, is list unicorns that are locked in the game. If you have a unicorn that's locked in the game, it won't sell on OpenSea, but you still have the NFT. You can still see it and you can still list it for sale, but the transaction will fail if someone tries to buy it. And so what they're doing is that they've listed the floor price really, really low, put it for sale, and that way people panic because they think the floor is going down. So they sell their unicorns like to try and beat that price. That same person then try and buys it up. It's very, it's just manipulation. It's just taking advantage of the market. And in a way, it's kind of just, it's destructive towards, towards the business. So they've gone and blacklisted everyone who's done that, which, I think that's great. I think they should go further and ban their NFTs, like just ban it, because at the end of the day, if that's how, you don't want someone like that in the community. Like if this is how they're behaving already, imagine how they're going to behave throughout the lifespan of the project. They're just going to cause more problems than what it's worth. So just ban their NFTs and send them on their way. That's what you get for engaging in ways that are deceitful, and you never win when you engage in deception with other people. It's not worth the long-term risk and gamble. So yeah, this is where you will buy your unicorns. But keep in mind, if you do buy a baby, you can actually filter out all the locked ones. So if we go to unlocked, you can actually see the proper floor price here. So yeah, we'll look at that. That one's going for 0.21 and the next one 0.28. So could be a bargain, provided this person's not doing dodges. But then again, it's unlocked, so I don't see any problem with that. Keep in mind that when you buy a baby unicorn, there is an evolution price involved in getting it to an adult, which is 2,500 unum, and I think it was like 20 rainbow or something. Could be wrong with that, but yeah, it's around 20 rainbow. So that's where most of your functionality is going to unlock. All right, cool. I pretty much think I've gone through everything when it comes to the current gameplay at the moment. One tip I'll give you guys, and this is for anyone that has been playing this game at the moment, is that I've structured my farms in a way that allows me to identify high value farms versus low value farms. And so for example, you'll see here, right, these farms in the corner, closest to the middle land, they're all like high value berries, right? 6, we have 6, over here we have 6, right? So these are all high value berry farms. I keep them close to the middle because most of the time they're the only farms I'm using. I want to make sure I'm maximizing the amount of berries I'm getting per seed, because it just means that less chance for me to have to actually buy berries, right? And so these are like high ones. This is a 9 yield berry farm now, thanks to that upgrade. So I keep them all in the middle, but then the ones that are lower yield, I put them out towards the edge. And say I will only use these if for some reason I've got an excess of seeds and I need to get rid of it, then that's where those farms are for. But I just keep these farms in the middle here, and I primarily do most of my farming on that because it just means I can get like 50 to 100% more berries by keeping it on those farms. So for me, again, it's like it's a longer term play. Cool. All right. So I don't think there's anything else. Oh, cool. And one thing I'll point out here as well is that when you do breed, you obviously need other components outside Unum. You also need plain berries, 100 of them, and 10 rainbow, and it takes 24 hours for an egg to breed. So that's important to note. All right, cool guys. So with that being said, I understand that some of you have stuck around with me for quite a while. So, and I obviously appreciate and thank you for that, because this is my first time I've ever done a Twitch stream. I was asked to do this less than 24 hours ago. I'm just like, you know what, YOLO, let's do it. So we want to make sure that we're expressing gratitude for people who are joining us and people who are part of the community. So how about we give away some Unum? Are you guys ready for that? Is that something you'd be open to? If we can get a few yeses, we'll start giving away some Unum right now. Yeah? Cool. I love giving stuff away. Best part in my opinion. All right, cool. So here's how this is going to work. I'm going to ask 3 questions. Now, every single question I'll be asking is the answer was revealed at some point on this Twitch stream. All right, I gave the answer away. And so this is going to test how much you are listening and paying attention. And so there's going to be 3 different questions. If you get a question right, we will send you 200 Unum your way. So yeah, then, and obviously if you get one question right, you can't keep going for the same other questions. We want to make sure we're sharing the love here. So yes, there will at least be 3 winners, is what I'm saying. And yeah, Nish should have been paying attention, mate. That's what you get. All right, so we're ready to do some questions. Great, good to hear. So let me ask you this. And so, by the way, the first person to actually write the right response wins. Just to clarify, this is a game of speed and obviously getting the right answer. So the first person to get the right response wins the Unum, and someone will be in touch to get you details so we can obviously get that across to you. So, question number 1. What was the highest adjacency bonus you could get from putting your land next to each other? The highest adjacency bonus. What was the percentage? Watcher got it. 20. Yeah, nice work, guys. 20%. Yep, it was 20%. Well done, Watcher. Someone from our team will be in touch with you to give you that bonus. All right, we've got 2 more questions left. Ready for number 2? Can I get a hell yeah? Okay. Here goes question number 2. What was the total amount of plain berries required to breed a baby unicorn? This one's a bit more tricky. See who was paying attention. What was the total amount of plain berries needed to breed a baby unicorn? Chan 546533. You were very quick, my friend. Well done. You have successfully answered question number 2. Someone from our team will be in touch with you to get some Unum across to you. Congratulations. All right, guys, last question. What is the highest level you can get your land to? What's the highest level you can get your land to with your buildings upgraded? And the correct answer is, so we've had a few people put different answers in. Okay, the answer is level 10. Level 10 is the highest level you can get a building to, and getting it to level 10 upgrades full functionality. So we can see here, reach cart level 10 to unlock. So level 10 is the max level of land that you can get and give you the most upgrades. So congratulations. Who won that one? It was Jesus Manuel. I think I pronounced your name right. 07. So yes, congratulations to all the winners. Someone from someone there is in chat is giving you instructions on how you can get that. So yeah, look guys, that's all I have for you today. As this game develops and as I learn more stuff, we'll be back with more streams. This is very exciting game to look into. It's very pretty. There's a lot of mechanics at play, and honestly the team's fantastic and the community's fantastic, and these are all green flags you want to look for in a project. So guys, that being said, thank you for joining me today. I've come up in just exactly 1 hour, which has worked out well. And yeah, I look forward to seeing you guys around in the Crypto Unicorns universe. My name was Mitch, and thanks to Gen Zero Guild for hosting me as well. Really appreciate it. You guys take care, and I will see you all around. Have a good one.